Hello, precious one. I welcome you once again into Kenya Eco Mathematics Classroom. On this particular episode, we are still looking at polynomial functions and we are looking at algebra in polynomials. In the first part of these polynomial functions, we were looking at the polynomials in general. Then we started with the algebra in polynomials. We looked at the addition and subtraction of polynomials. And we have also considered the multiplication of polynomials. If you are watching me for the first time on the polynomial functions, I advise that you go back to the part one of this particular presentation of polynomial functions so that you can understand and appreciate what I am going to do. Now, still under algebra in polynomials, we are going to look at division of polynomials. And with the division of polynomials, I will advise that you listen to me attentively so that you understand what we have about division of polynomials, how division of polynomials is done. Now we are looking at division of polynomials. Division of polynomials. So in general, there is something I want you to understand before we even start the division of polynomials. Let's assume that we have this expression. We have 12 divided by 4. This one, the answer is 3. That means that 4 goes into 12 3 times. The remainder is 0. The remainder is 0. So it is 3 times, but the remainder is 0. Now, if you have 12 divided by 5, take note that 5 goes into 12. This one will be 2 twice, but there is a remainder. Now, 5 into 12. If you go in twice, but the remainder is 2. So this is the same as 2 plus the remainder. That is 2 over the divisor. There is something I want to show you here. If you get this understanding when we look at division of polynomials, you will appreciate what you are going to do. So if you have 12 divided by 4 and you are getting 3, this has a remainder of 0. That means that 3 is also a factor of this and 4 is a factor of that. Now, if you have 12 divided by 5 and you are getting 2, but there's a remainder, then it means that 5 is not a factor of 12. Take note of that. That is why there is a remainder. Now, if you divide 12 by 5, we call this the dividend. We call this the divisor. Whatever you are getting is the quotient plus the remainder over the divisor. When you express the right-hand side, you get the left-hand side back. Let me try that and see what we are talking about. Here the LCM will be 5. 1 into 5, 5 times 2 will be 10. Then 5 into 5, 1, and 1 times 2 will give us 2. So 10 plus 2 will be 12 divided by 5. You see that you are getting the same thing back again. And so if you divide 12 by 5, it's equal to 2 whole number plus the remainder is 2 divided by the divisor again. When you express this, you are getting this back. Now, take note. Let this be at the back of your mind, and you appreciate what you are going to do in division of polynomials. So, in general, what I want you to understand is that when we divide, if we have the dividend divided by the divisor, this is the quotient plus we have the remainder over the divisor again. That is how it's expressed. And I guess by now you understand based on the example I showed you before this. So you have the dividend divided by the divisor. This is equal to the quotient plus the remainder over divisor. So when you divide, if you have the dividend divided by the divisor and there is no remainder, that means that dividend divided by divisor will be equal to the quotient, because if the remainder is 0, 0 over the divisor will still be 0, and 0 plus the quotient will still be the quotient. So this is what I'm talking about. If you have 12 divided by 4, the answer is 3, plus the remainder is 0, divided by the divisor 4 will still be equal to 3. That is why there is no need for this expression if the remainder is equal to 0, because 0 divided by the divisor will still give you 0, and 0 plus 3 will give you 3. So if you have 12 divided by 4, you have 3. If the remainder is 0, then this expression is not important. But unlike 12 divided by 5, we had 2 whole number, then plus there was a remainder, because 5 goes into 12. twice, but the remainder is 2. So 2 divided by the divisor back again. So 12 divided by 5 is equal to 2 plus 2 over 5. When you express the right hand side, you will still get the 12 over 5. And I guess you understand because you saw the example I did before this. So in general, now you can see that if there is a remainder, then this expression is important because there was a remainder. That's why this expression 2 over 5 is very important here. But if the remainder is equal to 0, then this expression is not important. That means that dividend divided by the divisor is equal to the quotient plus nothing, because the remainder 0 over the divisor will still give you 0. But dividend divided by the divisor, if you are getting a remainder, then the number of times the 5 goes into that is 2 plus the remainder is 2 divided by the divisor. So take note of that. And I guess when we start the division, you will get it. You will get it. So now we are going to take an example and see how best we can simplify that. Let's assume that we are asked to divide x squared minus 5x by x. Now, if this is what we are given, we are asked to divide x squared minus 5x plus x. So our dividend will be x squared minus 5x and our divisor will be x. So this can be simplified as, okay, let's see the solution. This can be simplified as x squared minus 5x divided by x. So these are two polynomial functions. We are dividing this by this. Okay, we are dividing this by that. And if you have this now, take note of this and look at what I'm going to do. We have dividend by the divisor. So the divisor will be outside here. Then the dividend will be in here. We have x squared minus 5x. So now we are going to start with the division of polynomials. First, the first term of your dividend, you divide it by the divisor. So you have x squared divided by x. And the result is x. Then you multiply what you are getting by the divisor again. So x times x, we are getting x squared. Then you underline. There's something happening here. I'm going to do it for the first time and I won't do it again, because when you get experience in that, you know where it will be. So where you underline, remember that there is a bracket and there is a minus. And this is the first time I'm doing this. I won't do it again. So look at it very well. So what is happening is we are taking this expression from the expression we have up there. So when we take this x squared from x squared, then we have 0. So there's no x squared term again. Then we are left with minus 5x. We are left with minus 5x. So we bring it down here, minus 5x. Then we still divide minus 5x by x, and that will give us minus 5. So we have minus 5. Whatever we are getting, we multiply by the divisor again. Minus 5 by x will give us minus 5x. We underline. Don't forget there's another bracket and minus here. That means that we are also subtracting what is here from what is up there. So if you have minus 5x minus 5x, then minus will give us plus 5x. So minus 5x plus 5x will give us 0. So this is that the remainder is now giving us 0. That means that when you divide x squared minus 5x by x, as we have here, the answer will give us the quotient, and that is x minus 5. Don't forget, I said that it will be plus the remainder, that is 0, over the divisor again. But you realize that the remainder over the divisor will give us 0. 0 over that will give us 0. So that expression is not important again. And so x squared minus 5x divided by x will be equal to x minus 5. And there is no expression here again, because 0 over that will give us 0. And so that is how we multiply polynomials. That is how we divide polynomials. So we are given x squared minus 5x to divide by x. And so x squared minus 5x divided by x. The x squared minus 5x is the dividend and the x is the divisor. And so divisor out, dividend in here. Then we start x squared divided by x. That's the first thing you do. Take note. There is something happening here. We say x squared divided by x. This is what we are talking about. X squared divided by x. This one is the same as x times x divided by x. So one of the x will be gone. We are left with only one of the x. And that is the x you see here. Then we multiply this by the divisor again. So x times x will give us x squared. Then we underline. Then we have our bracket minus. And I'm saying that you won't see the bracket and minus again. I just want you to understand what is really happening. But you subtract this expression from the expression we have up here. So now we are taking this from this. So x squared minus x squared, that will give us 0. Then we are left with the only term up here is minus 5x. So we bring it down, minus 5x. Then we still divide minus 5x by x. This is what's happening. Minus 5x divided by x. The x will cancel the x and you are left with minus 5. That's the minus 5 you see here. The minus 5 times x will give us minus 5x. And that is the minus 5x we have here. So we underline, we bring our bracket, our minus. Then we are also subtracting this from that's the meaning. So minus 5x minus 5x. And because the coefficient here is 1, minus 1 times minus 5 is plus 5. So we are going to have minus 5x plus 5x, and that will give us 0. Then we are done. So that means that when we divide x squared minus 5x by x, the result is x minus 5. The remainder is 0. That's why that expression, I guess you understand what I'm saying. That is plus 0 over the divisor will still give us 0. So x squared minus 5x divided by x is equal to x minus 5. So that will be the answer. We are going to take another question and see how best we can solve that question too. And see how best we can solve that question too. But now, from this time around, you won't be seeing the bracket again. And so I will advise that if you don't understand what I just did, go back, take the video back, take your time, listen to what I said, and you understand exactly what you are talking about. This is what we call division of polynomials. Now, let's assume that we have x cubed. We have to divide x cubed minus 12x by x. Okay, so we have to divide this polynomial by that. So that means that our dividend, this will be x cubed minus 12x. We are dividing this by x. So our dividend is x cubed minus 12x and our divisor is x. Okay, so we have our divisor out here. Our dividend is x cubed minus 12x. Okay, so we start again. Now look at what we are going to do and listen to what I'm saying attentively. So now we start with the division again. So x cubed divided by x will give us x squared. And I guess you understand what we are talking about, because when we say x cubed divided by x, what we are saying, if you have x cubed divided by x, this is the same as x times x times x divided by x. So one of the x is gone. We are left with 2 of them. And you know, according to indices, if you have variables of the same base multiply, when you keep one constant, you add the exponent together. 1 here, 1 here. So 1 plus 1 will give us 2. That's how come we have the x squared. That's how come we have the x squared. So I would advise that if you are not getting this, you refer to my video or presentation in indices and you will get what you are talking about here. So first, our x cubed divided by x will give us x squared. Then we multiply x squared by the x again. Then we have x cubed. We underline. Now you know where the bracket and the minus is, but I told you I won't bring it again. And so what we are going to do is we are going to subtract this from this. So x cubed minus x cubed, the x cubed term is gone. So the only term we have left is now minus 12x. Then we divide minus 12x by x. So if you divide minus 12x by x, the x will take the x and you are left with minus 12. So we have minus 12. Then we multiply the minus 12 by the divisor again. So minus 12 by x will also give us minus 12x. Then we underline. So you know where the bracket and the minus is, but I won't bring it again. So we are subtracting this from this. So we have minus 12x minus 12x, and that will be minus 12x plus 12x. And I guess you understand that. So that will give us 0. So it means that if we divide x cubed minus 12x by x, the answer is the quotient. That is x squared minus 12. Take note that it's supposed to be plus the remainder over the divisor again. But the remainder is 0. So remainder over divisor, all this term will go to 0. So there's no need bringing that term. There's no need bringing this term. So that means that x cubed minus 12x divided by x is equal to x squared minus 12. Is equal to x squared minus 12. So I guess you understand what we have there. Now, take note that we divided s cubed minus 12x by x, and we are getting s squared minus 12x. So we can also divide s cubed minus 12x by our answer and see what we are also getting, so that you understand what we are saying. So let's assume that we have to divide s cubed minus 12x by our answer, and the answer now is s squared minus 12. So we have s squared minus 12, and this is another question different from what we just solved. So let's see. So we are dividing s cubed minus 12x by s squared minus 12. Okay, so that is s squared minus 12. So let's see what we are going to get. So this is division of polynomials. This is division of polynomials. Okay, so s cubed minus 12x over s squared minus 12. So the divisor is s squared minus 12. The dividend is s cubed minus 12x. Okay, so divisor outside, that's s squared minus 12. Dividend in there, so s cubed minus 12x. Okay, so we have s cubed divided by x squared, and that will give us x. Then we have x times x squared, and that will give us s cubed. Then we have x times minus 12x, and that will give us minus 12x. Then we underline, so you know where your bracket and the minus is. Okay, so we have s cubed minus s cubed, and this is gone. Then we have minus x minus 12x, and I guess you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so minus 12x minus 12x will be minus 12x plus 12x, and that will also give us 0. That means that when we divide s cubed minus 12x, that's the dividend from the question, by s squared minus 12, that is s squared minus 12. The result is x plus the remainder is 0 over the divisor, that is s squared minus 12. Don't forget, I'm saying that this will also go to 0 because the remainder has given us 0. So that expression will not be needed again, and so it's gone. Now, do you see that when we divided s cubed minus 12x by s squared minus 12, we are getting x. Don't forget that the first question we were given before this, we were rather asked to divide this by x, and this is the answer we had. And now we were given s cubed minus 12x to divide by the answer we had, and we are getting back the first question again. So in all, that is really what is happening, and this is what we mean by division of polynomials. Now we are going to take one or two questions so that you still understand, you understand it better when we talk about division of polynomials. When we talk about division of polynomials. Now, let's assume that you are also given s squared minus 5x plus 6. We are given s squared minus 5x plus 6. You have to divide this by, you have x minus 2. Okay, so you have to divide x squared minus 5x plus 6 divided by x minus 2. So our dividend is s squared minus 5x plus 6, and our divisor is x minus 2. Okay, now divisor is s minus 2 will be out here. Then the dividend is x squared minus 5x plus 6 will be in there. So let's start with the division of polynomial. So first, x squared divided by x will give us x. Whatever we get, we multiply by the divisor. So x times x will give us x squared. X times minus 2 will give us minus 2x. We underline, so you know where the bracket and the minus is. Okay, so x squared minus x squared is 0. Then minus 5x minus 2x will be minus 5x plus 2x, and that will give us minus 3x. Then the only term we have up there is plus 6, so we bring it down. Then we start the division again. Minus 3x divided by x will give us minus 3. Then whatever we get, we multiply by the divisor. So minus 3 times x will give us minus 3x. And minus 3 times minus 2 will give us plus 6. We underline. Now you know where the bracket and the minus is again. So minus 3x minus 3x will give us minus 3x plus 3x. That is 0. Then we have 6 minus 6. And that will give us 0. So it means that the remainder will give us 0. That means that when we divide x squared minus 5x plus 6 by x minus 2, the answer is x minus 3, remainder 0. Remainder 0. That means that x squared minus 5x plus 6 divided by x minus 2 is equal to, the quotient is x minus 3 plus the remainder is 0 over the divisor x minus 2. Don't forget, this term will be off because the remainder is giving us 0. And 0 over everything, 0 over the divisor will give us 0. So whatever we have here plus 0 is the same thing. So it means that x squared minus 5x plus 6 divided by x minus 2 is equal to x minus 3. Is equal to x minus 3 without this expression. So take note in general that when we divided x squared minus 5x plus 6 by x minus 2, we are getting x minus 3. That means that if you also divide x squared minus 5x plus 6 by x minus 3, then we will get this as the answer. What am I talking about? Now, what I'm saying is this. If you have 12 divided by 4 and you are getting 3, when you divide 4 by 3, 12 by 3, you also get 4. That's what I'm saying. If you divide 12 by 4, the answer is 3 without any remainder. So when you divide the same 12 by 3, this 3 now, you will still get the 4 back. That's what I'm saying. So if you divide x squared minus 5x plus 6 by x minus 2, and you are getting this without a remainder, it means that when you divide this by this also, you will get this without a remainder. And we can try that and see that when you divide this by this, you will still get this. So take note, we will solve a lot of questions on divisions of polynomials so you understand it. If you have any question concerning what we have done, you can take the video back, pause it, take your time, work it in your book. If you have any question concerning what you are watching or what you are learning from Kenya Mathematics Classroom on YouTube, you can ask your question in the comment section. I will answer your question for you on this same platform. But for now, we are going to continue with the polynomials. Now we are going to continue with the polynomials. So for the division of polynomials, you will solve a lot of questions on this same platform so that you understand really what we are talking about as far as polynomials is concerned, and the division of polynomials is also concerned. Okay, so now